Ladies and gentlemen, 'tis I, the greatest commentator in the history of professional wrestling, Maxwell Jacob Frieden, and I am sitting next to
Xavier Bell.
And right now we are about to watch Kris Statlander, a student of Creative Pro Wrestling, Kurt Hawkins, Pat Buck, as am I. That's why I'm better than everybody. But then there's Allie Katch, quite possibly the thickest kitten in all the land.
I can agree with that.
Very thick kitten.
Is she from an actual alley?
Who knows? Whoa! Kitty's got claws!
You know you're not supposed to put cats on their belly.
That is true.
Little weird vibe going on here, but I think I dig it, Xavier Bell.
You know, I'm actually allergic to cats. I'm feeling a little...
Oh, are you actually allergic to cats,
I
Xavier
am.
Bell? Oh, licks the hand, does Allie Katch.
That is a sign of affection amongst cats.
You know, cats have very rough tongues, so that might have really injured the hand of Kris Statlander.
Nice little wrist lock we got there.
See some really solid chain here.
Yeah. She's got a tight grip on that paw.
Oh, couple back breaks there by Allie Katch. Kris Statlander is shook. She doesn't know what to do right now.
Cat claws hurt, man.
What do you do when you wrestle a half human, half cat hybrid? It's confusing. Oh, I guess that's what you do. She's taking the cat. She's clawing the cat.
That's messed up.
Oh, through the legs does the kitty go. And another back rake by Allie Katch.
And she's using it like that.
Deep arm drag. And another deep arm drag. Oh. Oh, and there's the intensity of Kris Statlander. Goes for the boot, misses. And another back rake from the Allie Katch. Some more Snapmare City action, and we, kick and a miss. Oh, big back senton.
And Allie Katch is rolling right now.
This crowd is on their feet for Allie Katch.
Here comes a fireball!
Oh, but see, Kris Statlander, a student of Creative Pro, far too intelligent for that move, moves out of the way, and now she's about to take advantage of the situation. See, I've watched Kristen start from the very beginning at Cap, and I'm going to tell you, this girl has gotten more and more confident in her moveset. This girl has gotten more and more dangerous.
I like the aggression of her.
You got to love the aggression of Kris Statlander. This girl will literally pound this kitty into cat food.
Okay. Cat's paws under the
Ref
rope.
Steve Dumeng, very astute. The cat paw was under the rope. Very good stuff, Xavier Bell. You called it first. Kris Statlander going to the outside. Wait, what's she doing with that water bottle? That's an inanimate object. No! No! Everyone knows a cat's only weakness is water.
She's been a bad kitty.
Oh! And a big German suplex by Kris Statlander. 1, 2, ow! But everybody knows cats have 9 lives.
Somebody call the ASPCA because this is turning to animal abuse.
Classic case of animal abuse here by Kris Statlander.
That's just a train, though.
But Allie Katch is still fighting. She's fighting, looking forward to that next catnip high.
You gotta, and that's the thing, cats have 9 lives, and you better believe that this girl has a lot of fight left in her. Here we go, Kris Statlander with the whip. Ooh! Just really whips her in very hard into that turnbuckle.
Big back elbow, though.
Who knew cats had elbows? I thought just paws and...
You know, arms. Whoa. What is
Whoa! Oh! Kris Statlander has the cat. Oh! Go for the cover, Kristen! 1, 2, ow! This kitty's got a whole lot of fighting, Xavier Bell. Oh! Kristen really changing the gears now. She's not going to let this cat have it down. Oh.
She's still in it.
Oh.
How many more bad animal puns?
Oh, I have no idea. Xavier Bell, between me and you, probably a lot. Kristen now trying to wear down the Allie Katch.
Brett's got to check, make sure it is not a chokehold. Doesn't appear to be. Looks like a textbook chin lock.
Yes. Not that Steve Domingue would know any better. Oh, she is biting the arm of Kristen Statlander. Oh.
Jawbreaker.
Big old jawbreaker by the Allie Katch. Oh, Polish hammer. Polish hammer. That cat's got a bicycle.
Irish whip reverse into the buckle.
Oh, Kristen not having it. Oh! Oh! Shining Kitty right to the temple. 1, 2, oh!
The crowd here in North Andover is loving this.
Let's let the crowd speak for themselves here. Shades of Randy Orton, 1, 2, oh! But not enough to put the Allie Katch away. Kristen's had enough, though. She is on a different level of anger right now.
I'm very impressed with both of these women.
Oh!
The aggression of Kristen is insane.
Just so you know, Kristen is a former gymnast. She is all sorts of athletic. What would she go for here? Oh!
Just missed.
Just missed with the double stop on the Allie Katch.
Roll through.
Whoa, 1, 2, and a kick out. Oh! 1, 2, oh!
This cat still has some lives left up.
Kristen Statlander is absolutely besides herself. What does Kristen have to do to put this kitty cat away?
She's been aggressive the whole match. She needs to take it up one more notch.
Oh.
She looks like she's doing.
Exactly the same thing what you just said, Xavier Bell, but... Oh! Oh my God, these two girls are putting themselves through an absolute war here, Xavier Bell.
And Kat reaching deep down within her self-being, using one of those lives she has left.
Oh! She's calling for the death kill with the pussy pile driver. Kristen Statlander lifts her up in a DVD position. Oh! And a huge headbutt. Oh!
That's it.
What an incredible match by both competitors.
I'm highly impressed. This was wonderful.
Now.
The bell is rung, and this one has some real anger, real animosity behind it. These two ladies do not like each other. I am Max Smashmaster, and I am joined by Rich Palladino as these two ladies are going at it.
I asked specifically to be here for this match. Two of the greatest female athletes in the business today. Ashley Vox, no doubt about it. Everybody knows about her. Kris Statlander really skyrocketing up the rankings of the women's division throughout the entire world. Man, she is catching a buzz right now.
Kris Statlander is amazing. She's a fantastic wrestler. So is Ashley Vox. Ashley able to, right there, throw Kris Statlander's face right into the buckle. Going high risk early, trying to take her out. Remember, this match, unsanctioned. Unsanctioned, and anything can happen here. Referee agreed to it, signed off terms. You, Rich, able to announce it, signed off terms. This is not sanctioned by the Maine State Athletic Commission.
And basically, Limitless Wrestling is not held liable for anything.
Not held liable at all.
I mean, there's just been some bad blood between these two for several months. We saw it last time in Portland.
Wait a minute here, I hate to cut you off. Oh, Lope brings her right through. Takes Kris Statlander down.
Statlander down on the floor. Ashley Vox, notice how she's in her Oceania apparel, if you will, with the face paint coming out with the big hook.
An alternate personality of Ashley Vox is Oceania, the leader of the Creatures of the Deep. And did you think she felt the need to bring something out for this match? Because Kris Statlander is quite the competitor, and whoa! Trash can!
Statlander has found the weaponry under the ring.
I think she planted it there. I saw her lurking around. She's been here all day.
Don't forget.
Oh, slams Ashley Vox down hard on that. The trash can is dented. Something fierce.
Certainly did. And don't forget, Ashley came out with that big hook that we still see in the corner of the ring.
Yes. What's going on here? Rich, we made him stand up. This Ashley's getting crazy already. Oh, throws her right into the chairs. Ashley Vox, her body contorted in awkward ways.
Kris Statlander making a statement here tonight. She wants to dominate Ashley Vox, become the most dominant female in Limitless Wrestling.
Got her by the head, just pounding on the back of Ashley Vox.
Ashley Vox, of course, one half of Team Sea-Stars with her sister Delmi Exo.
Oh, and a headbutt. Vicious headbutt there. Ashley, Kris Statlander. Oh! Catches the foot, weaves it through. Kris Statlander comes face down on that pile of chairs.
The fans have cleared the ringside area, giving these two all the room they need to hopefully settle this war once and for all here tonight at Snakebitten.
Oh, brutal shot there. See that lady with the sequin jacket front row? She must be an old worker.
Big night out here in Westbrook.
Big fight feel.
And
Kris Statlander.
And you notice how Statlander's got that image of Ashley Vox on the front of her shirt.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that a fishing pole? Oh, just whips her with the fishing pole.
That's gonna leave a mark again.
As the fans chant Earth.
They want more of the punishment. They love the violence here, and Kris Statlander is doling it out tenfold on poor Ashley Vox.
Think about that. Think about that fishing pole. It's like a fiberglass switch, if you will, just right off the back, leaving welts, blistering skin.
Like a riding crop, if you will. And now they're in the far corner over by the merchandise stand.
Oh, hits her again with it.
Ashley's going to be in a lot of pain.
Unbelievable.
I mean, one fall to a finish. I mean, there's got to be a winner. Non-sanctioned. They're way in the back of the armory right now. Our monitor's out at the table,
of course it is. I see a door open to the outside. I heard some more shots from that fishing pole. Very difficult to see.
But this is just, we got our cameras down there.
Wait a minute, does Ashley Vox have a beer in her hand?
She usually does.
Little Ashweiser.
And yeah, that's exactly what's happening right here. It just shows the bad blood between these two. Anything goes, non-sanctioned.
Remember months ago, Kris Statlander attacking Ashley Vox after a match, and then last time when we were in Portland, came out and did the same thing, and that just pissed Ashley off, and it's been on since then. They've been jabbing at each other on social media and whatnot, but now they can finally fight because they're in the same place at the same time.
Finally back around ringside are Kris Statlander and Ashley Vox. Statlander stops herself from hitting the stairs. Not that time. Ooh, and that could
drop toe hold right to the stairs there.
That could leave a gash. That could leave a wound. Very dangerous. The corner of those steps could cut the eye open. Very dangerous territory right here. But that just shows again the bad blood between Ashley Vox and Kris Statlander. But look at the dents. That's what Ashley was slammed onto.
And wait, she's stuffing that dented up trash can on top. She must be wedged in there. And remember, anything goes. There's no countouts, no disqualification. There must be a winner here. Once she got that hook.
She's winding up.
Ah, right on the
My ears are ringing
She
from
broke
that.
the hook. Maui is gonna be pissed.
Oh my goodness. The trash can has been disposed of. Ashley now going to bring Statlander back into the ring.
What's she going for? I see Ashley Vox digging under the... What has she got? Oh, no.
She's got a steel chair.
Jeez.
We've already seen a fish hook, a fishing pole, trash can. Only...
Ashley trying to swing, but not able to get the momentum. Oh! Beautiful double leg drop to the stomach, the midsection, with that chair on top of it.
Ashley was able to prevent that chair from falling on her face on the way down, but Statlander took full advantage of it with that leg drop across the chair against the prone body of Ashley Vox.
Statlander so quick with that, too. Ashley didn't even have a chance to move that chair out of the way. Whoa, what's going on here? Picks her up for a bump. Oh! Buckle bomb into the chair.
And there was no give at all in that corner. Hooks that leg, 2 and not enough for 3. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Ashley Vox able to kick out of that. Oh my God. Just hear the back of her head hit the framework of that chair is twice as thick as the seat portion. She whacked her head right on it.
Amazing, the chair is still wedged between the top and middle ropes, giving each lady an opportunity to possibly use that again. That could very well happen.
Oh, Kris Statlander able to hit her with the kick. Ashley fires back. Drop kicks her into the ropes.
Ashley charges in, clotheslines her.
Clotheslines her out.
Man, over the top rope, down to the floor. Down goes Kris Statlander, the Galaxy's greatest alien, by the way, as Ashley Vox now has these fans 100% in her corner.
Oh!
Right into a cookie sheet.
Cookie sheet off the face. Yes, you're right that Kris Statlander is the Galaxy's greatest warrior, but Shania is the leader of the creatures of the deep. And you got to believe that some of these people out here, they're definitely going for Ashley Vox in this match. She's been, coming up here in Limitless Wrestling, doing everything right, following the rules. Then you have something like Kris Statlander, who's been breaking them all and picking almost on Ashley Vox.
It's a real tribute to Randy Carver and everything he's done here at Limitless, giving the great female athletes of professional wrestling a platform to perform on here in the state of Maine.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, man.
Kris Statlander giving her a piece of her mind.
Statlander now sitting on that chair. Ashley has grabbed another one.
What's going on here?
Uh-oh. We're going to have a good old-fashioned bar fight here. Oh, boy. And they're just going to trade haymakers. Oh, boy.
Girls are going at it.
Back and forth they go at ringside. Each lady giving the other their best shot.
That wasn't going to last long.
Ashley Vox has had enough of Kris Statlander, wants to put her away once and for all.
Go for the run. Ashley
but
making
look
her way around all 4 posts. Wait.
Statlander swinging wildly. Oh,
wait.
man.
I think the chair caught her right in the face, right above the eye, it looked like.
Yeah, and Statlander is down on the floor under the ring.
Framework of that chair.
A hush
is
is
mentioned
falling
earlier, but right above the eye, it looked like it caught her very awkwardly with the heel of Ashley's boot.
Yeah, hush is literally falling over this crowd.
Yeah, that was dangerous,
up until
very
now.
dangerous.
And that was a very dangerous shot. Statlander making her way, trying to make.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, she's been busted open.
I was correct there. Yeah, the framework right there. These chairs are rented, right? They're not from the building, and sometimes they have these jagged edges. As you can see, blood on the hands of Ashley Vox.
And Kris Statlander's in bad shape right now.
Whoa, a little bit of, yeah, you can definitely see it now.
Referee's checking on Statlander. Here
What's
comes
she doing? Oh, big cannonball! Takes Kris Statlander over.
Nowhere to go but down for the Galaxy's greatest alien. She's down on the floor. Ashley Vox, be very wise to throw her back into the ring and try and get the pin and win the match.
If it doesn't work once, try again. And that paid off for Ashley Vox there. able to take her down.
I mean, in hindsight, the referee, he can't stop it. This is non-sanctioned.
Non-sanctioned.
He's just here to make the 1, 2, 3. No countouts, no DQs, as you had said. Statlander, who's trained by Pat Buck and Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins of WWE fame. Yeah, she is.
She is bleeding pretty bad.
Like you said, right where the chair had connected.
Wait a minute. She's got to move it. That's a real catch.
That's it. She's got her fish hooked.
Not able to do it. Kris Statlander had a scout, able to roll her out. Good reversal there.
It's Statlander.
Oh, Blue Thunderbomb takes her down. Could this be it?
Count of 2. And this battle has taken an unexpected turn. We've come a long way from the 2 or 3 minute diva pillow fights we used to see.
These are two women who love wrestling and hate each other.
Most importantly, these are two athletes, ladies and gentlemen. And Kris Statlander, she's got
here, an electric chair position. Wait a minute, through, victory roll.
Only 2. Clothesline ducked. Catches Ashley.
All the way up. Satellite DDT.
Satellite on the alien.
1, 2. Oh. Kris Statlander able to kick out after that huge satellite DDT.
Ashley Vox, who has held numerous championships throughout these United States, one of the most sought after female talents in the business today. Kris Statlander, not even 2 years in the business, about 18 months.
Yes, the talent is coming in young these days. It's really amazing what people are able to do in 2 years and how much heart they have, especially after that 2 years.
And Ashley Vox has got multiple chairs now. I see 3 chairs in the ring.
3 chairs in the ring.
Statlander bleeding from a cut on the forehead above the eye, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, it looks a little bit high, just above the hairline, maybe on the top of the head. I'm not exactly sure because that chair was blocking her face, but she is definitely bleeding.
And you can see Kris Statlander is just trying to wipe the blood out of her eyes as Ashley Vox goes up.
Wait a minute.
Catches Ashley on the top rope.
Oh, what's she pushing those chairs into the center for?
Statlander. Vox trying to fight back.
We don't need this.
No. That is going to be a very dangerous landing.
Rich, come on. Superplexes are down!
The back of Ashley Vox could be broken in half. She is writhing in pain. The landing couldn't have been any easier for Statlander either.
Statlander, seemingly, I cannot believe Ashley Vox able to kick out.
What a battle we have
Statlander
seen.
seemed to have missed almost all the chairs completely on her back and the back of her head, and all of the impact went on Ashley Vox. Smart wrestling. Whoa, 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 whoa. She's got one of those spare turnbuckles. If we lose one of these ropes, that's what we use, Richard.
Yep.
That's not there.
That's what you use to connect the turnbuckle.
That is not.
To the ring post. Oh, God, what's she doing? Oh, she's got her finger wedged. Oh, my God.
Oh, my. Her finger's got to be broken.
Oh, my God. Oh, my.
That's the hand she uses for the real catch.
She's not going to be able to use it again.
She went for the left hand, the hand that she uses for her finishing hold, the real catch.
Statlander setting the chairs up again now, placing them precariously in the center of the ring.
Driving her down.
What else is Kris Statlander going to do?
Whoa, what's going on here? Ascending to the second strand.
Signaling for the end of Ashley Vox.
Moves on, she moves that way! Kris Statlander down, lands on all the chairs.
Horrible landing for the alien.
Trying to put.
She's using it.
She can't get all of it though. Her hand.
You're absolutely right.
She has to have a broken finger. You see how she stomped on it.
No doubt. She's got to find something else in the repertoire because that hook is not going to work. Ooh. Boot to the midsection.
Pushes her through, misses that. You know she likes to go for that pump kick or the scissor kick, excuse me, but Ashley Vox, she even can't get all the chair shots. She can't grasp it enough.
She does not have the full strength in that hand.
She cannot.
It's impairing her ability to administer the punishment. See that? You can see that finger has got to be broken.
It's got to be broken.
Statlander hooks her arm.
Oh! Statlander's got on the real catch. Is she gonna submit?
Oh my God, poor Ashley. She never would have expected this. I don't think the
Ashley,
ropes.
what's she doing? Oh, she hits her with the hook. Ashley hit her with the hook.
That
Her hand. The damage has been done.
both ladies are down.
Wait. Is she gonna be able to do it?
I think she's doing it with the
No. She can't get the hand. Wait a minute. Wait, yeah!
That's it.
She got the hook.
That's what I'm saying. She's got that support.
Ashley wins. Ashley wins. Great ingenuity by Ashley Vox. Rich, what an unbelievable, these two women getting a standing ovation from everyone here in Limitless Wrestling.
Couldn't see it from this vantage point, but I had a feeling she was grabbing that turnbuckle support to get the leverage she needed because her finger was not going to be able to do enough damage.
She could grab with the other three fingers, but she couldn't use that index, which she generally grabs the jaw on. Amazing.
Kris Statlander has answered the challenge.
I haven't heard a bell. We got a ref. Hey! What? Oh! Smart Mark Sterling here with John Torres. It's my guy, Christian Casanova.
Oh my! The world's greatest top talent! The galaxy's greatest alien!
Here's the thing. He prepared for months for the Hurricane. This is a completely different competitor.
Prepared for a superhero and got an alien!
What?
Statlander stops short.
Not
Now
smart,
we
bud.
all know that an alien's probes are not down there. Bicycle! Wow! Kris Statlander is on a roll. Lands on the apron. Stops her short. Not in a good way here. Casanova. Wow! Moving backwards with the leg drop. What's he doing here?
John, we've said it before. I'll say it again. The side of the ring, the hardest part of the ring.
And a swan dive DDT onto the hardest part of the ring. Certainly going to cause a concussion or at least a couple stars.
Kris Statlander coming off an insane, absolutely insane unsanctioned match with Ashley Vox that she lost. Also coming off a loss to me at Limitless. But that's fine, because my man here, Christian Casanova, is in firm control. But
Firmly in
you
the
also
driver's
have
seat.
to wonder, John, the absence of his manager tonight, Stokely Hathaway. They're good friends.
When you don't have a ring second, it'll change the strategy. But Casanova calls himself a top talent for a reason.
Oh!
Statlander
Fighting back.
firing back. Good grief.
Cuts her off there.
Casanova stops her short, takes off. What grace on that twisting clothesline. Casanova, frustration may be starting to set in at this point. Statlander's, nobody knows better than you, Mark Sterling. Statlander has an astonishing amount of resilience.
I gotta give it to her. The fight in her is insane. She just gets up and gets up and gets up, kind of like she's not human.
Absolutely. Oh! Interesting variable to this match. Both of these competitors do employ the scissors kick, which will be a very interesting X factor, as both will be watching for it from the other. And Kris Statlander with the reverse Falcon Arrow, only good for two.
Here's the thing, John. Here's the thing. We mentioned her coming off a couple of losses, but let me tell you the people that she beat last year, okay? Penelope Ford, Ashley Vox, Willow Nightingale, and the Main State Posse. So she's very capable.
Absolutely. A murderous row of opposition, catches the kick. Oh! Back around with the back elbow, met with a super kick. Wow! Leaping lung blower, met with what a cyclone kick. Coming straight out of the Andromeda Galaxy.
Again, John, on a night where we crown the first Limitless Wrestling champion, a top talent here, and Kris Statlander, you got to think both of them are deserving of a shot at some point. Oh, and a win here could catapult them to the top of the list.
Absolutely. Every single competitor here tonight knows that this is the most important night in Limitless history. What do we have here?
Referee taking something away.
Oh! The vertical leap on that bicycle knee. Amazing.
Referee not paying attention.
Wow! Oh! Diving leg across the neck from halfway across the ring. Oh! Couple seconds behind as he was disposing of that weapon.
Really don't understand. The ref was just out of position. Casanova possibly had her there.
We have here.
Big roll up. Oh, Kris now looking to steal a victory.
Stop short with the Chris Adams super kick. Nobody home on that scissors kick either. Electric chair.
The strength on her. Oh!
Face first.
You know what comes after that?
Wow! Oh my God! Whoa! And what do we have here? She's been mentioning
I've
that
seen
this
her
could
work
be
on
it.
this.
Big Bang Theory. Academic. What an upset! She needed the momentum after the Unsanctioned contest, and she just obtained it with an amazing victory over a top talent in Christian Casanova.
Johnny came to wrestle a hurricane. He ran into one.
We're back here at Fresh Blood. Singles action on tap as the Galaxy's greatest alien, Kris Statlander, goes one-on-one with her hand-picked opponent, the Obsession, Caleb Konley. I'm Randy Carver, joined here by the Master of Ceremonies, the voice of Limitless Wrestling, Rich Palladino. How you doing, Rich?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm going to salvage what's left of my voice just to sit here and talk to you, boss.
I'm glad. I appreciate it. We got a fun one on tap here. Kris Statlander, been on a roll this year in Limitless Wrestling, preserving her career last month, defeating Jeremy Leary and Skylar. She teamed with Ashley Vox. And Caleb Konley in his debut, maybe trying to end this one early.
And I love the haircut that you gave Jeremy Leary.
I was a huge fan of the haircut, and I can't wait to see it later.
So who would have the best hair in pro wrestling now if Jeremy Leary doesn't have any? That's another chapter in the book. Right now, I can tell you, standing up in that ring before the introductions, Caleb Konley said he is going to beat the you-know-what out of Kris Statlander.
And Kris Statlander not going to hand-pick an opponent to come in here and lose. Shoulders down of Caleb Konley. And off the ropes, Kris Stat with a low clothesline to the Obsession. And current NWA Power Star, Caleb Konley.
Oh, you stole my thunder. I was going to get that in there. That's okay.
I'm sorry, and a double wet willy.
As an old man that grew up watching studio wrestling, it's great to see NWA Power and what they're doing on YouTube. And to see Caleb Konley a part of it. Well-traveled veteran, Caleb Konley. The hand-picked opponent, as has been stated over and over, of Kris Statlander. And Kris Statlander has quickly become the it wrestler. I don't want to say the it girl. She has become one of the most sought-after talents in professional wrestling. She's accomplished so much so damn fast, and it's great to see her here in Limitless Wrestling.
Absolutely. Over the past year, we've seen her rise and beyond wrestling, GCW, really anywhere Kris Statlander goes, she's successful.
Yeah, she spent a lot of time in chaotic wrestling as well, as she connects right there. And
What a combination.
Right across the chest, hooks that leg and gets count of 2 from referee Kevin Quinn.
They're giving him a workout early on.
That's all right. Kevin Quinn's in phenomenal shape, one of the best referees in the business.
Oh my God, incredible shape.
You only bring the best up here to Maine.
Absolutely, that's why Eric Greenleaf's on the roster. I kid.
They don't like him.
I know. Kris Statlander trying to break the grip of Caleb Konley, and she does. But Caleb weaves through the whip. Kris Stat. Oh, dropped.
Jeez.
Abdomen first on the top rope.
Very fortunate that she was able to land back inside the ring. Outside, that would have been a catastrophe.
Yeah, I thought she was going to take a tumble there for a moment. And now Caleb Konley, an insane amount of air, and then pressure coming down once again on the abdomen region of Kris Statlander, only a 1 count.
Very arrogant cover, put one hand across the chest and midsection to go for the pin. And Kris Statlander quickly kicking out. Statlander, product of the Creative Pro Wrestling Academy.
Oh, booted
just,
her in the face.
He sure did.
There's a cover once again, only 2. As Statlander gets the shoulder up, and yeah, a lot of Creative Pro students make their way through Limitless Wrestling, and she's at the top of the list of the most impressive to come out of Creative Pro, in my opinion.
I was very fortunate to visit the school for a couple of days while I was in Long Island, and I got to see Kris Statlander when she was just breaking in.
1, 2, and I think people forget how long she's been wrestling. To my knowledge, she's only been wrestling right around 2 years now, which is, it's absolutely insane, the strides that she's made in under 3 years, as you said, becoming one of the it wrestlers, not only in the Northeast, but really all over the United States.
A lot of buzz about Kris Statlander, trained by, of course, Pat Buck and Brian Myers, both of WWE fame at this point. Pat Buck, a behind-the-scenes backstage agent, and of course, Brian Myers is affectionately known as Kurt Hawkins.
Of course.
Former World Tag Team Champion, and they did a hell of a job with this young lady. Ironically enough, she came out of the same camp as our old friend MJF.
Oh, yeah. Old Maxwell, Jacob Friedman, and
look at this. You don't want to waste time.
He's the obsession, man. He's got to let him know, and I talked to Caleb earlier today. He was a little frustrated at how this match was presented and how fans took it, because I think he realized just how popular Kris Statlander is in Limitless Wrestling, and I think he's almost looked at as a dark horse in this matchup. And Caleb Konley, to my knowledge, you know, he's been wrestling over 10 years. He's been up the highways and byways, former member of the Evolve roster, former member of the Impact Wrestling roster. He's been around.
He certainly has, and he is really taking it to Statlander, who just countered a superplex attempt or whatever he was trying to do to get her out of that corner. Statlander, as you talked about, less than 3 years as a pro. Don't forget, former,
oh man,
Bealed right into the corner. Lateral press, hook of the leg, and only a count of 2. Statlander, former professional stunt woman, which kind of helped elevate her and escalate her her progression.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the business.
We're seeing a frustration really break out in Caleb Konley here, as we saw that low uppercut to the spine of Kris Statlander. I think he thought it was it just a few moments ago.
And now I think Conley's wasting some precious time. Longtime veteran, but he is, and he's paying for it right now.
He absolutely is. Couple forearms and a chop for Caleb Konley. What a way to duck a clothesline there from Kris Stat.
So athletic, former gymnast, former stunt woman, as I said. Big fist to the face, up to the top rope.
Kris Stat been known to fly through the galaxy. Big drop kick to Caleb Konley, sends him across the ring.
And Statlander just soaking in the cheers of the crowd, hopefully not wasting too much time. She connects with a forearm off the ropes again. Ooh, knee right to the side of the head. Statlander.
Oh! Jeez. Plants him down, shoulders down. Kevin Quinn, 2, only 2 from referee Kevin Quinn. The shoulder got up by Caleb Konley before the 3 count hit.
See the frustration setting in now. Kris Statlander thinking, what do I have to do next? What do I have to do to put away the obsession, Caleb Konley? And hopefully she's formulated some kind of a game plan here, because she picked the opponent. I'm sure she wants to beat the opponent.
Looks like she was trying to pick him up for that tombstone. But Caleb Konley, I think he scouted Kris Statlander well. He knew what was coming. But Statlander lands on her feet.
So
unbelievable.
athletic. Rolls through, back to her feet again. Sunset flip attempt. Konley rolls through.
Look for the double stomp, but Kris Statlander evading and now trying to turn evasion into offense. One of these competitors sits him out once more. 1, 2, only 2 once again.
And a very modified Blue Thunder bomb from a lower position, only a count of 2.
She almost had it right
she's
there.
questioning referee Kevin Quinn on the cadence, but he was right there in perfect position. The veteran Caleb Konley able to kick out.
Well, you mentioned the frustration on Kris Statlander. I think it's very apparent now that I think she's just trying to figure out what she has to do next to put away the obsession.
She goes underneath and hoists him up on the shoulders. That's some power right there.
That is, absolutely. Drops him face first. And maybe looking for that scissor kick off the rope. She goes into a split, and he kicks her right in the side of the head.
Unfortunate, yes. Just dropped her right on the back of her head, and it's all Caleb Konley. Again, showboating, maybe wasting time.
Yeah, and I'm surprised, again, a veteran like Caleb Konley wasting so much time in this contest, but, you know, he's been successful. What can I say? And he's on the offensive right now, but Kris Statlander returning some forearms into a kick.
Yeah, she was going for a shoulder block to the midsection. Konley 1 step ahead, and now 2 steps, a double stomp right to the back. Down goes the Galaxy's greatest alien.
The agility from the obsession is pretty amazing, to be quite honest. I hadn't seen Caleb Konley in quite some time before this match was suggested. To the top! Lands on his feet, unbelievable, but Kris Statlander out of the way. He catches the clothesline, looks for a back elbow, ducks the leg sweep.
She is completely throwing him off his game, and that kick's not gonna help.
Finally got one that connected, ripcord. Caleb ducks the line, back fist.
A Pele kick. Down goes Caleb Konley. And the fans truly appreciating this great action here tonight. Yarmouth, Maine, Limitless Wrestling, Fresh Blood. We thank you all for checking this out and appreciate your continued support of the best wrestling in the state of Maine, if I dare say so myself.
Yeah, the Pine Tree State Pro Wrestling Party. And Caleb Konley has rolled to the floor now. Kris Statlander feeling the energy from a capacity crowd here in Yarmouth, Maine.
And she wants to be your leader, ladies and gentlemen. The alien's gonna fly.
Here she comes.
Takes down Caleb Konley off the suicide dive. Yeah, oh, I've seen this before. Watch this.
Oh my goodness, unbelievable from Kris Statlander. Now throwing Caleb Konley back into the ring, maybe looking to end this one.
She has a new finisher called the Area 451.
Oh, I've seen it.
And we'll see and I'm sure that's what she'd love to put her hand-picked opponent away with right here tonight.
Konley placed on the second rope. Kris Statlander now heading to the top. Oh my goodness, down goes Caleb Konley, but he rolls through, shoulders down.
Hoists her back up.
What strength from the obsession.
Not going
into
for the pin.
corner.
Oh, not going for the pin. Instead, the buckle bomb, now into the suplex. Oh my God. 1, 2, and no.
Unbelievable. The resilience of Kris Statlander on display as she gets the shoulder up at 2 3/4, and Caleb Konley cannot believe it.
She is something special, and ladies and gentlemen, it's 2019. Intergender wrestling is pretty friggin' cool, and we're seeing it at its finest right here.
Intergender wrestling is pro wrestling, man, and I'm excited to have so much of it here in Limitless Wrestling, but Kris Statlander kicks out at the count of 1, and Caleb Konley looks like he's seen a ghost.
Ooh. Hoists her up right on the shoulders after that slap to the face.
Oh, Kris Stat, Poison Rana!
Good night. Back on the shoulders. The strength, the power, and like you said, the resiliency. As she drops that knee, drops down, drives the knee into the chest. Gut wrench.
She's hooking the legs. We've seen this before. Oh my God, dropped him on top of his head. And that is it.
That certainly is.
What a win for Kris Statlander.
Here is your winner, the Galaxy's greatest alien,
the most successful competitors in Limitless Wrestling history about to square off here as Kevin Quinn motions for the bell, and we're off. Last creature standing, no pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts. As you heard Rich Palladino, the only way to win this match is when your opponent does not answer the count of 10.
Wow, middle finger.
Oh, and drives her on the knee to open this one up. And Kris Statlander, what's she going for here?
What does she have?
Oh! And this is shades of Snakebitten in January. Ashley Vox defeating Kris Statlander earlier this year with the real catch submission, with that turnbuckle placed in Kris Statlander's mouth, nearly ripping her lip open.
There's a wrestler that wrestled in the opening match on this show, Warhorse, that had his mouth ripped open from that exact type of turnbuckle.
Yes, that's dangerous, that's scary, and that could definitely rearrange your jaw.
History being made, the first ever female main event.
Pretty crazy.
I know, a special night here at Twilight Zone in Yarmouth, Maine, live on IWTV, hashtag Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone?
Twilight Zone, definitely join in the conversation on Twitter as Kris Statlander converses with the Limitless Wrestling faithful at ringside as Kevin Quinn implements the count. And Kris Statlander, does she think she's already got this one won?
We all know that Ashley Vox has way more fight than that, but definitely an early beating with that backbreaker.
And then the turnbuckle, and now cracking her over the head.
To the top of the head of Ashley Vox.
Ashley in a rough way to start this one, and she's already busted.
What?
And Kris well, that was steel on the fucking forehead. What do you expect?
The war paint. And Kris Statlander just, oh my goodness, rubbing the metal against the forehead. You can see it looks like a slight cut on the forehead of Ashley Vox.
Oh, and Kris Statlander's licked the blood off her hand. That's wild. This big kick once again to Ashley Vox.
This alien is seeking blood tonight. Go to the top rope goes Ashley Vox.
Well, Kris Statlander, I mean, straight up, she's dressed in black for Ashley Vox's funeral. She said she wants to kill Ashley Vox. That's a bit extreme, but she's definitely looking to inflict some punishment on the real catcher. She's got her placed on the top rope now.
Looks like hooking her for a superplex. Kevin Quinn putting on the plastic gloves to avoid any blood on him. Very smart move.
Kick from Ashley Vox, who flies with a drop kick to Kris Statlander.
Takes her corner to corner with that big drop kick. Not the biggest dog in the fight, but has a lot of fight.
Oh no! Crash and burn on that cannonball in the corner, and Kris Statlander jumping right on the offensive with a German suplex halfway across the ring.
Dropping her right on her head.
And now Kevin Quinn once again. The count begins. We're at 2. And Ashley Vox is off to a rough start here.
You have to imagine the pressure that was just put on Ashley Vox's neck, missing the cannonball in the corner and then taking a huge German suplex, using the ropes to get back to her feet.
She's back. Back up, but once again, introduced to the boot of the Galaxy's greatest alien, who charges in and throws herself at Ashley Vox. Another big kick.
Big kick or possible knee strike to the temple of Ashley Vox. Looked like it may have opened her up a little more. Looks like a possible boxer's cut above the eyebrow.
Ooh. She is busted. Blood. You got to think that's streaming into the eyes now of the real catch, Ashley Vox.
Oh, the blood plays a factor. The sweat plays a factor. A lot of that stuff getting to the eyes of Ashley Vox could really be a detriment to this match.
But she's firing back. 3 straight forearms to the Galaxy's greatest alien. And here comes Ashley Vox. No! Taken right back down with a clothesline from Kris Statlander.
Also the Saiva. Man, I can't speak today. It's the match. The size difference between the two. Ashley Vox, a much smaller girl.
Yeah, a much smaller competitor than Kris Statlander, who's been throwing her around the ring at this point. And Ashley Vox
just continues to answer the count as she's getting her feet under her, wobbly, but she is up. And Kris Statlander right back on the offensive with another scoop and a slam, and looking for the count once again.
I mean, slamming Vox with ease. I watch a lot of Kris Stat's Instagram videos, deadlifting over 300 pounds for sets of 8.
That's incredible.
Yes, I don't even deadlift, so.
Oh, I'm not anywhere close to that. She's a very strong human being. Excuse me, alien. And another scoop and a slam with ease, and Kevin Quinn implements the count once again. Crowd not happy, but Kris Statlander is doing exactly what she needs to do to wear down Ashley Vox and increase her chances of walking out of Twilight Zone victorious.
I mean, if this is Kris Statlander's last night, does she want to walk out with an L?
No. Absolutely not. It's not what she signed up for. But she's going under the ring now, and there's a chair. Can't say I didn't expect any weaponry tonight. Kick to the, oh no! Chair across the back of the real catch. Ashley Vox now placing a chair down in the ring. Scoop and oh no! Oh, a slam on the chair!
Perfect landing on that chair. I am not sure if Ashley's going to get up from that one.
Kris Statlander in firm control and could potentially have it won here if Ashley Vox is unable to answer the count of 10. We're at 6. And now Kris Stat back on the attack as Ashley Vox gets back to her feet. And the club's raining in once again on the real catch.
Corner to the corner.
And now what's she gonna do? Drops the chair on top of Ashley Vox and stomps it. Onto the real catch, and now Kris Statlander advancing to the top rope.
Could be going for her patented moonsault.
Oh, no water in the pool, but a steel chair in the hands of Ashley Vox, who throws it at Kris Statlander, connecting with the skull.
That never ends well when you get sabooed in the head with a steel chair. Both women down.
Kevin Quinn back on the count once again. We are at 4, and Ashley Vox now on the apron, trying to use the ropes to pull herself back to a vertical base.
Referee Kevin Quinn at the count of 6. Both ladies up.
Shoulder to the abdomen region, now springs in, and Kris Stat, though, stays on her feet. Ooh, Ashley Vox connecting and drilling her on the steel chair with a DDT.
Took an absolute, oh man, jeez, I can't talk, Jerry. An absolute digger onto the chair. Oh, fucking Jerry.
Kevin Quinn now at the count of 5. Ashley Vox making her way to her feet, trying to get the feet under her. And she does, back up to a vertical base. Kris Statlander rolls out of the ring onto her feet. Very smart to create some distance from the real catch, who just drilled her on that steel chair. And here comes Ashley Vox to the floor. Kris Statlander, though, oh my God!
She may have hit her head on the hardwood floor.
We need to check on them, and Kevin Quinn, though, back on the count.
Crowd is in silence right now after that. I would be too.
I'm unsure if they're going to be able to get back to their feet here. A rough landing for Ashley Vox. Kris Statlander. What's she? Oh, no.
It looks like Kris Statlander found a door prize.
Good one. A door now being slid into the ring. Dastardly intentions on the mind of the galaxy's greatest alien as she props the door up in the corner. And Ashley Vox not far behind. Kris Statlander unaware.
Trying to put her out with that sleeper hold.
Restricting the airway of Kris Statlander, who's fading now down to the canvas. A firm grip on from the real catch, Ashley Vox. And Kris Statlander now out on the canvas as Kevin Quinn once again implementing the count.
Could that have been enough, Randy?
Time will tell. Kris Statlander just now at the count of 5 beginning to stir.
On her knees, it looks. Needs to get to both feet. She's up.
She's up. Ashley Vox, though, looking to charge. Uh-oh! Kris Statlander caught her into the door. That thing doesn't move. And now here she comes again, into the door and through it. She spears the real catch, Ashley Vox.
A gore through the door goes Ashley Vox. Is that gonna be it?
Kevin Quinn trying to remove some of the destruction as Kris Statlander hucks that door to the floor. I understand the frustration. She's been drilled. You can see taking a second to kind of regain her bearings right now. Can Ashley Vox make it back to her feet? And Kris Statlander sees her getting up and just boots her once again. And the onslaught is on from the Galaxy's greatest alien as she sends Vox hard to the floor. My God, what a landing.
It doesn't look like Kris Stat wants the count there. Looking under the ring for a little more plunder. What is that? Is that a box cut? That's a box cut.
That's a little bit much. That's a little bit much. Kris Statlander with a box cutter in hand.
Shades of the IWA Deep South Carnage Cup with this one.
Looking to break those zip ties off the turnbuckle. It looks like she's trying to remove that top turnbuckle pad and screaming at Kevin Quinn, who's just trying to do his job. I don't like this.
I don't like this at all. The exposed turnbuckle.
That's steel and wire, as you can see.
You can see the nuts and bolts also hanging from it.
And Kris Statlander gingerly inviting Ashley Vox back into the ring after exposing the top turnbuckle. Ashley Vox has no clue where she is or what's been happening inside the ring as Kris Statlander brings her back inside the squared circle.
But the girl has fight. You cannot doubt that.
She absolutely does as she connects with some shots in the abdomen region. Now some forearms to the jaw, but Kris Statlander pops her one and a club across the back. Now what's she looking for here?
A buckle bomb, maybe?
Oh no, onto that exposed buckle. Ashley Vox fighting for her life. Sends Kris Statlander into that exposed top turnbuckle.
Both women down. That may have been all that Ashley Vox had left. Using those ropes, trying to get up.
Yeah, she barely answered the count last time, and now Kevin Quinn once again at the count of 4. Ashley Vox still not back to her feet, using the ropes to climb back up. And Kris Stat stirring as well across the ring from her arch rival here in Limitless Wrestling, Ashley Vox.
Kris Stat also a bloody mess.
Oh no! Drilling her head into that top turnbuckle, the steel, the wire. Ashley Vox on another level right now. I don't know how she's operating, to be quite honest. I don't know how.
I am not sure if Kris Stat's rolling out to try to get away from Ashley Vox, or if she just has no idea where she is right now.
Regardless, she's created some space between her and the real catch, but she still does need to answer the count of 10. And Kris Statlander now looks like she's coming to her feet.
Grabbing another chair, it looks like. I don't know if Vox sees it, though.
I don't think she does. At an awkward angle, she can't really see, and now she sees it.
How she don't?
Now what's Kris Statlander doing on the floor? Sets up a chair. And Statlander, I think, looking for more utensils. Another chair, and you can see the blood streaming down the face of the galaxy's greatest alien.
You can see the blood stain on that chair.
The count still on from Kevin Quinn.
Another door.
How many do we have, and how the hell did they get under the ring?
How don't you know there are doors under the ring, Randy? How don't you know?
I don't look. I'm on commentary. Uh-oh, here comes Ashley Fox, though, to the floor. Throwing herself at the galaxy's greatest alien.
Trying to hurt herself to hurt her opponent.
And the door has been propped up on a couple chairs outside of the ring in front of the front row.
Laying her down on that table. If my memory serves me right, she's going up top.
Oh my.
She's gonna go for that patented senton.
Crowd on their feet as Ashley Fox advancing to the top rope. This is crazy. Through the door on top of Kris Statlander. The risks you have to take to walk out victorious. Ashley Fox putting everything on the line to walk out of Limitless Wrestling victorious.
Kevin Quinn in the ring, starting the count. Both ladies are down.
Wow. Just unbelievable. Both competitors down.
If I could not be in the main event tonight, I'm very glad this was.
It had to be. There's so much behind this. 2 years of friendship and then a rivalry and then fake friendship again. And we're back to square one with these two. And Kevin Quinn at the count of 9. And both competitors have made it back to a vertical base. Just in a nick of time for Kris Statlander and Ashley Fox, for that matter, after Ashley Fox crumbled down with that senton through the table.
I think that's as close as this gets.
Oh, and there's a kendo stick to Ashley Fox from under the ring.
Look at the eyes of Kris Statlander.
More than a woman, all right, a goddamn hardcore alien. Oh, no! Across the back of the real catch, and again, Ashley Fox in a very tough position. Unbelievable, reigning in the shots with the kendo stick. Ashley Fox is trapped and now falls down to the canvas.
Doesn't look like Kris Statlander's done yet.
Oh no, she's got that box cutter again. What the hell's she gonna do?
Going under the ring.
What the hell is she doing?
Can't see from my vantage point. Oh, undoing the ring apron. And
oh my goodness. The canvas is being pulled up.
As you see, a very thin pad under the ring. And pulling the pad where you just see wooden planks.
This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this inside a Limitless Wrestling ring, as she's exposing those wood boards.
I wouldn't even call it a ring at this point. This is like the devil's playground.
This is scary, man. We've got careers, lives that could be changed in this last creature standing match, as Kris Statlander has exposed the boards on the ring. And throws Ashley Vox back inside. And I can't imagine what the Galaxy's greatest alien has planned here as she waits for Ashley Vox to get back to her feet, not waiting anymore.
Looks like she's going for that Big Bang Theory on the exposed ring.
Oh no! Ashley Vox slipping out, sends Kris Statlander forward. Big kick from the real Catch.
What could this be?
Oh my God, Canadian Destroyer on the exposed boards. Unreal. The count being implemented by referee Kevin Quinn. I don't know if either of these competitors are going to be able to answer that count.
I do not know either. Kris Statlander not moving at all.
Ashley Vox trying to get back to a vertical base. We're at 7 now, and Kris Statlander has barely moved Ashley Vox back to her feet. The count of 8. Kris Statlander still down. And now Ashley Vox introducing chairs once again. A third door.
I am speechless. Ashley Vox had the opportunity to call the match, told Kevin Quinn to stop the count, and now looks like she's creating some other contraption in the ring with the exposed boards, another door, and 2 steel chairs.
Can't imagine what's on the mind of Ashley Vox. She's operating on another level right now. Cut open very early into this contest, and now setting up a door on top of a couple steel chairs. And I mean, look at what that door is covering. It's exposed boards on the ring.
What could Ashley Vox be thinking? This is not the Ashley Vox that I know. I have not seen this Ashley Vox in Snakebitten.
Kris Statlander, though, returning with some strikes of her own. We got a battle center of the ring. 2 warriors, Ashley Vox and Kris Statlander, going head to head.
These 2 are just on autopilot at this point.
Throwing bows, throwing punches, any kind of strike they can connect with. Oh, and she's got the fish hook and a headbutt. Big kick from the Galaxy's greatest alien. Tough to maneuver with so much torn up inside the squared circle, but Kris Statlander now positioning that door, and I think she's the one with some evil intentions in mind for Ashley Vox. And now sets her on top of that door. And I can only imagine what's next.
She's calling for Area 451.
You gotta be kidding me. Kris Statlander slowly advancing to the top. Oh man!
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Ashley now gonna meet Kris Statlander up top.
What could she be thinking right now?
This is a bad position for both competitors.
So much could go wrong from this position.
Oh, and Kris Statlander trying to get her in a fireman's carry position. Uh-oh. Vox, though, fighting, elbows, raining into the side of the head of Kris Statlander.
Down goes Stat.
Uh-oh.
Has that corner turnbuckle.
Got the buckle once again and looked to drive it over her skull, but Ashley Vox blocking the shot. Kris Statlander, though, fighting, trying to get possession of that turnbuckle. And now it's in the mouth of Kris Statlander. Shades of Snakebitten, shades of the Unsanctioned match. Through the door she goes via the fish hook with the turnbuckle. The count is on from referee Kevin Quinn. We're at 4, Anthony Green. Ashley Vox using the ropes, but up on her feet. We're at 6.
We are so close.
7, it's crunch time. Kris Statlander barely moved. We're at 9.
Is she gonna make it?
And that's it! What a win!
Here is your winner, Ashley Fox!
Jody!
To my right, from the Andromeda Galaxy, recently escaped from Area 51. She's more than a woman because she's the galaxy's greatest alien, Kris Statlander.
What an opportunity here for the wild child Jody Threat. Winless thus far in Limitless competition, but everything could change with a victory tonight. She goes one-on-one with the galaxy's greatest alien, Kris Statlander, fresh off a victory against Daniel Garcia last month, flirting with disaster. And that's really where we saw the coming out party of Jody Threat.
Yeah, that four-way dance that damn near stole the show if it didn't.
Absolutely, and Jody definitely deserving an opportunity like this. Has only had one singles match in Limitless history, and Kris Statlander trying out a little headbang in there.
Oh, here we are.
They're learning about each other. I suppose that's what you do in a professional wrestling match.
Two of the most unique characters I've ever seen.
Yeah. I don't see them hanging out very much outside the ring, but tangling up here, center of the ring, side headlock grab from Kris Statlander.
I really want to know if they skateboard on Kris's home planet.
I don't even think she knows what a skateboard is.
Maybe she'll find out tonight.
Jody Threat with a hammerlock. Kris Statlander reaching back, gonna try to grab the head of the wild child Jody Threat back to a vertical base, grabs the side headlock. And a headlock takeover, down to the canvas goes Jody Threat.
Kicking her legs in a, rotating in a circle, not allowing Jody Threat.
Taking her all around the world.
You better believe it, around the galaxy, if you will. Transitions to the front face lock does Jody Threat.
Threat trying to restrict the airway early of Kris Statlander. Statlander, though, got her feet under her once again. Breaks the grip of Jody Threat, arm wringer, and she's got it cinched now.
Wrist lock firmly applied. Jody Threat
We're
leads
going
through.
back and forth here.
Sweet science.
Bit of a feeling out process between these two. They did wrestle just last night for the first time ever at AAW for the Women's Championship. Kris Statlander coming out on top in that match, and maybe a little forced boopage right here. You ever heard that before?
Yeah, that's a first. Forced boopage.
Statlander back up to her feet, rings the arm once again at Jody Threat. Goes behind. Jody, tough positioning here. Just can't seem to get that arm free from the Galaxy's greatest alien.
Galaxy's greatest armbar applied.
Jody back to a vertical base. And she twists out once again, trying to restrict the airway of the Galaxy's greatest alien.
Tightly cinched front face lock.
How's Kris gonna break out of this one? Thought she was gonna try to weave out, grab the arm once again, but Jody Threat trying to hook her up for a suplex.
Battling back and forth for it.
Whoa, Kris almost had her over there. And Jody!
What
Oh, she's got her elevated, blood rushing to her head, and drops her down. Jody Threat getting the better of the exchange. First cover of the contest. Only 2 from referee Kevin Quinn.
Jody Threat building that confidence.
Hey man, if she can continue to win these small battles, eventually you win the war, right?
No doubt. Nobody home on that flying knee. Statlander trying to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, that was a gnarly landing for Jody Threat. Statlander once again got to bring her back to a vertical base. Now Statlander, anything you can do, I can do better. Gonna let her think about this one for a while. Drops her down. That stalling suplex into the cover. Only 2.
What's Statlander thinking here?
Oh! Dropping the legs on the abdomen of Jody. Squishing the air out of the body of the Wild Child.
And that unconventional athleticism from Kris Stat.
Just never know what's coming when she goes into a handstand like that. I've seen 3 or 4 different things. Oh! Wicked chop from the Galaxy's greatest alien.
Nothing unconventional there.
Ooh! And sends her face first, looked like neck first, into the corner. Ooh! And sends Jody careening off the turnbuckle. 1, 2, only 2 from Kevin Quinn. Jody hanging tough throughout the early part of this contest. Kris Statlander looking to stay on the attack. Backs her in the corner once again. And trying to turn the chest the same color as the hair of Jody Threat.
Doing everything she can to wear out Jody Threat.
Sets her on the top rope here, but maybe not the best idea. Jody was fighting back for the moment, but Kris Statlander
undeterred.
Yeah, gaining the advantage once again.
We saw 2 extended suplexes before.
That headbutt just sent Kris Statlander falling back to the canvas, and Jody gonna fly! Full body weight crashing down on the chest of Kris Statlander, and Jody needs to capitalize, scooping a slam from Kris Stat, however, halting the momentum before it even got started for the Wild Child.
Statlander unable to take advantage, go for the pin.
I mean, I'd be pretty stunned too. I mean, having Jody Threat's full body weight crashing down on your sternum, that's got to push any air inside your body out.
No doubt.
Statlander taking a second to regain her bearings, meeting Jody Threat center of the ring. Forearm sends her careening down to the canvas, but Jody Threat quickly going to answer with another.
Oh, we're slugging now, Randy.
Yeah, we're trading center of the ring. Between these 2 competitors, Jody Threat, ooh!
Neither woman backing down.
Ooh!
Oh. Wow.
And Jody's done with this shit. Gonna light up Kris Statlander. Forearms, chops, anything.
Shoulder to the midsection.
Here comes Jody. Kris Statlander, though, flying over the top, crushes her in the corner. Look for the kick, nobody home. Jody with the uppercut.
What a battle. Northern Lights.
Very nice. Jody Threat with some much-needed offense into a cover. Always looking to try to get the pin. But nothing doing yet. She's got to string together some more offense.
Imagine if her first win comes over Kris Statlander.
I mean, that's a solidifier for you.
Wild.
Wrestling. Kris Statlander's record.
Big Bang Theory.
Maybe a Big Bang Theory going to try to drop her on her neck, but Jody Threat had it scouted. Able to send her into that middle rope, and here comes Jody. Knees to the back of Kris Statlander, and see you later, German suplex. An impressive combination.
This could
Couldn't
be
be enough. Only 2. Statlander firing the shoulder up, and as I was saying, Statlander's record here in Limitless Wrestling, if you take Ashley Vox off the table with those couple losses, virtually unblemished. Nearly a perfect record over the past couple years.
Oh, no. thinking burning hammer position. Statlander having other ideas.
I mean, we saw her pick up Josh Briggs last time. I don't think she's going to have any trouble, but Statlander connecting with the back elbow to save herself. Oh, discus lariat! Into the cover. Only 2. And this is just going back and forth between these two competitors.
What a battle, my word.
She's got to stay on the attack. Jody Threat. Her tenacity, the resiliency shining through as she keeps answering Kris Statlander at every turn. I think Kris may be a little frustrated here. Something we don't typically see out of the Galaxy's greatest alien. Oh! And fires a club on the spine of Jody Threat. We're going to wait for her to get up, look for the kick, but Jody able to catch the kick of Kris Stat, elevates Kris, and drops her down with the power bomb. Scoop. Oh my God!
Gnarly Michinoku driver.
Only 2. Thought that could have been all for the Galaxy's greatest alien. She got dropped hard by Jody Threat, but nothing doing.
Right, Jody thought it was it too.
And Kris Statlander, I'm not sure if she has her wits about her, or if it was instinct or maybe the momentum of the kick out, but rolls to the floor. And Jody is not far behind. I think she loves it out there even more than inside the squared circle, because on the floor, you can shred, Johnny Torres.
It's about that time.
I'm ready. Here she comes. Oh, but Kris Statlander places her back in a clothesline on the floor. Hard landing for the Wild Child.
Kevin Quinn starting that count.
Yeah, can Jody Threat even answer that kick?
Gross. The grossest of lariats.
Statlander is back inside the ring. Jody Threat is stirring not far behind. Very impressive. After falling on the hardwood floor with the force from a clothesline from Kris Stat.
Right, what tenacity.
I think Kris Statlander kind of stunned that Jody Threat is back up so quickly. And we're throwing the gloves off. Big
rapid.
Catches the side of the face of Kris Stat, and that kick catches the top of the head of Jody Threat. Jody able to duck that kick.
Ripcord.
Statlander had it scouted. Behind. Jody on her feet. Jody chases with a spear. Could it be it? 2, no. Only 2 for Jody.
Wow. What a showing.
And was that the greatest hit? She ain't from this planet, you're damn right.
It's true, it's true.
You're damn right. Jody Threat, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Bad position for Kris Statlander, she knows it. Instantly hitting the elbows and now scooping Jody Threat. We're going back and forth, shoulders down. Jody a little more pressure on that one. Only 2 once again. Kevin Quinn getting a workout and Kris Statlander getting a boot. That one glancing Jody Threat, but that one connecting.
Beautiful follow-up.
And Kris knows she needs to capitalize quickly. Shoulders down to Jody. And she falls back. And that's it. Kris Statlander got her.
The otherworldly bridge in that O'Connor roll made all the difference.